Welcome back, everybody. 7 Minutes for Seniors. I'm Chris. This is Emily Hicks. This is our fourth segment of 7 Minutes for Seniors. Thank you for being with us. So even more off the rails. No more on a bender. We got it in 2 days in a row. You're welcome. I love this question. This question keeps evolving every time I ask it. So feel free to add something if I missed it.
Uh-oh.
But the question is cake, cookie, or candy bar?
Oh, I have to go with cookie. Chocolate chip cookie is
Homemade,
yes,
or are you buying
like
the loaf from the grocery store?
no, like homemade out of the oven,
Yeah,
warm
yeah.
is like probably the best thing ever.
But you make your own,
I mean, I do sometimes. I
right?
try not to make things that I really like because
Right.
it's not good
You'll
for
end
the
up eating them.
waistline.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, certainly we do. The girls, like to bake, and so we around the holidays
yeah.
we get really crazy with stuff like that. But yeah, yeah,
Just a
it's
chocolate chip
just a.
cookie.
I mean, I know it sounds kind of.
No, there's
I
nothing
used
wrong
to
with
was
that.
I was into baking cakes for a while. I got into the Great British Baking Show. I don't
Oh
know if you
yeah,
ever
yeah,
watched that,
yeah.
but then we started thinking that we could do those things.
Hmm.
So I started baking, and I would bake cakes for people for their birthday and things like
Right.
that. And I got really into it for a while, but you know, it's pretty labor intensive.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I do have this really great chocolate cake
Hmm.
recipe that I love. So every now and then I'll make it for somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing
But,
wrong
I mean,
with
I
it.
love
Yeah.
cake too. I love all chocolate. Anything that
Chocolate.
really chocolate is kind of the main.
Yeah.
Whatever it is in is good
It's
for
it just
me.
yeah.
It's
As
just
long as it
chocolate.
has chocolate.
I'm good with that. But I like just a piece of dark chocolate too.
So they keep saying that chocolate is, chocolate is actually good for you,
I
especially
only
dark
I only
chocolate.
read those. Yeah, I only
Yeah,
read those
I don't
stories.
read those other
I don't
articles
read the
either.
other
Yeah,
part
I'm with
that
you.
said it's not good for you.
Okay, so so you answered that with the cookie. Okay, so beer, liquor, wine, or water?
Well, water first, but then wine.
Then
Yeah,
wine,
yeah, I do love wine.
red or white?
hmm I like both, but it's so hot. I like really really cold white wine.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Do
But
you collect it, or does it just?
I don't. It doesn't last
We
very
went to
long.
Cooper's Hawk for years, and every time we would
Last
go,
long
we'd
in my
come
house.
home with like a ton of wine and everything like that.
Yeah, I used to do like the service where they would send you all these new things or
Yeah,
whatever. But I just found that, it's so hit or miss that I just
right.
like to get what I like. And I right now I have switched over, and this don't don't judge me, but over to like more European wines
Okay.
because they don't have all the additives.
Yeah.
Because I find that like you can't sleep or
Hmm.
like I would get like, a little reaction.
Congested, or yeah,
Yeah,
or a
like
headache. Yeah,
something. So I've tried to cut it all
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So
I know when I'm drinking a wine that's gonna make me feel bad.
usually it's like in a big container.
Well, if it's in a cardboard box, you're definitely going to feel bad.
If it's in one of the jugs.
Yeah. If you gotta pick a jug up with two hands,
Right,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
probably not gonna
Or
react
if you're
very well.
scooping your wine out of a toilet, then you're in prison.
Oh, well, gosh, I can imagine, but yeah, so I
People
do.
make it,
Yeah. I think I would just be good going going
but they're already there for
Boy,
making bad decisions. So I mean, it's par
that's
for the
true.
course, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Mm,
Yeah,
gosh,
prison wine.
prison. I don't know.
We ended up there. So I'm going to go back to one of the questions that we did miss.
Okay.
Something surprising about you. We ended up talking extensively about your husband's soccer career. So something surprising about you that doesn't involve tennis, rackets, or pickleball.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I think one of the surprising things about me, knowing what I do now in my career, is how I started off in my career. Like my very first job as an attorney was in New York, and I worked for this corporate law firm, and we worked on this big chemical spill case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was on the corporate side, and Aaron Brockovich was actually on the other side.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Oh,
if you're my age and you know who that is,
right.
my kids are like, "Who's Aaron Brockovich?"
So you went up against Aaron Brockovich.
Well, not me, but yes, our
Right.
firm. Like
Yeah.
she was involved. They ended up not taking the case, but she was heavily involved in gathering up the plaintiffs and
Wow.
doing the whole thing. And so if you watch the movie, it's so ugh.
Is she as pretty as Julia Roberts?
I never saw her.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like in the basement, like with the
Yeah.
other like minion attorneys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get to work.
I was on the lowest of the
Yeah.
low because we were first year, out of school. So anyway, so I spent a year doing that, and I just had this complete just kind of moment where I just kind of blew up my entire life in New
Mhm.
York. I was really, really unhappy doing that work. I
Yeah.
knew I didn't want to spend my entire life and my entire career doing something that I didn't feel good about,
Right.
and it's not like they were evil or, anything like that. It's not like that, but it's still your life's work.
Yeah.
So I feel like, for me, I really want to be helping someone. The whole point was to help people.
Right.
So I eventually, I feel like it took me a while to kind of get where I am
Mhm.
because it's hard when you start out in something to kind of evolve as
Oh,
an
it is.
attorney, like where
Yeah.
you want to go. You get pigeonholed very quickly.
Yeah.
So I definitely didn't want to get pigeonholed into that.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things that, where it was just a really terrible part of the law for me.
Yeah.
It was a terrible time because of what we were negotiating with and young people getting cancer and
Ugh.
people dying, and it was just awful.
Yeah.
So surprisingly, I mean, people wouldn't really picture me as a lawyer that did that
Right.
when they know me.
Right.
But yeah, that is how I started out.
Yeah. I mean, we all, everybody has.
I had to get a job though.
Everybody has a set. Everybody has a setting where what you do is what you enjoy doing, and if you take one step to the right, you end up doing something that you just like probably can't even stand.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, especially in this profession. I
Yeah.
mean, there's so many unsavory aspects of being an attorney, and that's
Yeah.
why people have such an aversion. Everyone's had probably a bad experience,
Mhm.
with a lawyer, but yeah, there's a lot that we can do that is really nice too, and that's really helpful. So
Yeah.
I finally have gotten myself into that side of the law, which I'm like very happy with, considering where I started, which was the probably complete
Yeah.
opposite.
Well, I appreciate you. This has been our fourth segment of 7 Minutes for Seniors. I'm Chris. This is Emily, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.